Doncaster Rovers Football Club have made 3 signings already this summer as the business gets underway very, very quickly. And now the club have announced signing number 4, and it's a familiar face to the Rovers supporters. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, I am the CHALL, and today, Chall Chats Doncaster Rovers, where we're going to be analysing Tom Nixon, the returning Hull City loanee who has signed on a permanent deal. Before we get into today's video, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss another YouTube video. We are on the road to 3,000 subscribers and 500,000 views, so let's get there as soon as possible. Please go and subscribe to the channel. The page itself is on your screen right this minute. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, let's analyse the Tom Nixon contract. So let's first of all go on about the details of the contract before we go into club statements, player statements, and of course, an analysis on the player we're getting. So Tom Nixon has signed a 3-year undisclosed fee contract. Of course, he was a previous loanee at the Eco Power Stadium for Doncaster Rovers, making 32 appearances, scoring once, and was particularly impressive at times during the first half of the campaign, his first in EFL football. Now then, here's a little bit more about Tom Nixon for those who don't know already. He emerged through the ranks at hometown club Stoke City before joining Hull back in 2021. He enjoyed 2 spells on loan with Boston United prior to his temporary spell with Doncaster Rovers, which has now been permanent, as the player becomes the 4th signing of the summer following the arrivals of Joseph Barra, Jordan Gibson and Harry Clifton. Here is what Tom said on the matter. I'm absolutely buzzing to sign. I had a great year here last season, and I think I came along a lot in my first season in the league. The gaffer and Cliff know how to get the best out of me, and I'm sure I'll improve a lot over the next few years. I'm excited about what we can achieve here. Next season, hopefully, we win the league. Manager Grant McCann said this on the matter. We're delighted to sign Tom for the next 3 years. He's got so much development to come and is only going to get better. He fits into the changing room brilliantly and is a really good character who trains well. His performance in the first half of last season were of a high standard. We really are looking forward to working with him again and for Tom to showcase his talents. He has everything we like in a fullback. He's fearless, he plays on the front foot and is aggressive in his play. So for those of you who don't know much about Tom Nixon, here's quite a bit about what kind of player we're getting on a permanent basis. I'm sure Rovers fans know what kind of player we're getting, but here's some of you on the outside who might need a little reminder. So the best way to describe Tom Nixon is this. He is a pacey fullback, full of drive, full of energy. He's got this remarkable sense of pace about him. He unleashes a ferocious strike here and there. And he's got plenty of potential. He's got really good potential. I think he's got really good room to develop. I think the first half of the season he had some remarkable moments. For me, he struggled in the second half of the season. Of course, that's mainly due to game time. Of course, Jamie Sterry coming back from injury, showing exactly what he's capable of. And this is why Tom Nixon's here on a permanent basis. This is why we kept tabs on him. This is why he's staying on a permanent deal. He is the perfect man to back up Sterry, come in when needed to do a job. And not only that, Tom Nixon for me is the long term to take over from Jamie Sterry. He's not just here to back up Sterry and give him competition, keep Sterry performing at his best, otherwise he's out and Nixon's back in. But Tom Nixon for me is also the man that long term will take over from Jamie Sterry. And this 3-year deal, I fully believe, is just an initial 3-year deal. I do believe we're going to get more years out of him, depending on, obviously, future interest, where the club is in 3 years' time. Obviously, it's going to be a very, very difficult one to guess at that point, because obviously it's not 3 years yet. So by the end of that 3 years, we'll know for sure where we are with Tom Nixon, whether he is good enough to stay for longer, whether he gets interest from higher up, whether he gets interest from lower down, depending on the game time, depending on his performances. You can't tell what's going to happen in 3 years' time at the minute. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens there. For me, though, at least for the initial 3-year period, he backs up Jamie Sterry and then takes over long-term when Sterry gets older or Sterry wants to find another club down the line in the future if he wishes to. So Tom Nixon, for me, adds everything that McCann wants in a fullback and an attacking fullback. Pace, drive, energy, flawless amounts of energy, unleashes a ferocious strike. He's got a mean right foot on him, a mean left foot on him. And what I love about Tom Nixon is his overlaps. His overlaps, his underlaps. He really laps his winger very well at times. And he can put in a mean cross sometimes as well. So, on his day, fantastic player, bright, bright future. There are some things we'll need to work on with him. His technical ability at times, can be worked on, can get better. There's no secret of that. And I think with the coaching staff and I think with the improvements to the training ground and the facilities, I do think we can do that. And I really do think we can do that 100 million%. So that is it then, my analysis on Tom Nixon. For me, I think he's a wonderful player. I think he's a great player to use. I think he's perfect for our ranks. He knows the club, very good potential. For me, he really kind of symbolizes what we're trying to build long term under this manager. And you know what? I'll go back to his opening statement. Let's go back to his opening statement, or the last line of his opening statement, where we want, hopefully, we win the league. This is why he's back. This is why he's staying here. He hopefully wants to win the league. That is the aim of the squad. And McCann said it after the semi-final. Anyone next season who doesn't think they can win the league, tell your agent to find a new club. Because he wants people here that want to win the league, or try and win the league, or attempt to win the league. And that's what McCann wants. Obviously, there's a difference between saying you're going to win the league and actually doing it. We know there's a massive, massive difference here. It's very, very hard not to get caught in the hype, but we have to be realistic. League Two is still going to be a very, very tight league next season. There's a lot of teams in that league. In fact, you know what? I've got the League Two table for next season right in front of me, right here, right now. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. It's going to be a very, very tight league next season. And the reason why I say that is when you look at the table of clubs that are going to be in that division next season. Let's just quickly go through all of them. So, Accrington, I'd say mid-table. Wimbledon have made a couple of good signs, but I could say just miss out on playoffs. Barrow, unsure. Bradford, there's some good signings in there, but some signings do question me. And some players staying do question me. Bromley, I think they'll struggle, but I think they'll stay up. Carlisle, they'll be up there. Cheltenham, I think they could have a chance of being up there. Chesterfield, if they bring in more defensive signings like Shea Dunkley, I think they'll be up there. Colchester, in my opinion, one of the underdogs for the campaign. I think they're one of the dark horses for the playoffs. Crewe, not looking great. Donny, we're definitely going to be up there in my opinion. It'd be embarrassing if we weren't. Fleetwood, I think they've got players in there that could get them up there. I still think they need more. Gillingham, I think they'll be up there. Grimsby, they need time with Artell, but in time, I think they can build a squad that can get up there. Harrogate, I think they've proven time over the last year or so that they can be underdogs in those spots, and they might have faded away again, but another few good signs to replace the likes of Abraham O'Doe, and they could be up there. You never know. MK Dons, they're going to want to fight for a place next season. Morecambe, I think they're going to struggle because of the ownership situation. Newport, I think they could be interesting. Notts County, sort out the defence, and I think they'll be up there. And to be fair, Matty Platt's a decent signing. Port Vale, again, Darren Moore could get them up there. You just never know. Port Vale's a 50-50 one. Salford, get the right players in like they have done. Cole Stockton, that kid from Canada, I think they could be up there. Swindon, they're going to struggle with their ownership situation, and it looks like it could get worse. Tranmere, let's see what happens. And then Walsall, they have some players in there. Let's see what happens. So you've got quite a few clubs in there that will be up there next season. It's going to be a very tight league. In my opinion, the league will be tighter than last season, in my personal opinion. I don't think it'll be a Leyton Orient season where someone walks away with it by quite a few points. I think it's going to be very much like this past season, where someone wins the title by only a couple of points or a few points. And it might even be tighter than that. I think next season's going to be very, very tight. So, for me, saying you're going to win the league or hopefully win the league is one thing. Doing it is another one. It's going to be very, very tough next season. But we are giving ourselves the best possible chance of getting into the title race next season. 100 million%. In my personal opinion, we should be in a title race next season. My expectation is top 7. My expectation is top 7 because I want to play it safe. I want to keep it broad. I will finalise my expectation before the start of the season, at the end of pre-season. But for me, my expectation is just getting to the top 7. But I think the club's expectation is to try and win the league. And you know what? Fair play. Fair play. So that's where I stand on it. I think Tom Nixon goes towards that. You know, my hope is that we win the league. My hope is that we win the league. My expectation is top 7 minimum. If we don't achieve top 7, we failed. In my opinion, if we don't get into at least a playoff spot, we have failed. And then you start asking questions about why that's happened and what can we do to resolve that. So Tom Nixon, for me, great signing, back up to Sterry, long-term takes him over, and we're building a really good squad now. And you know what? This week with signings, I don't think we're done either. So thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. And for now, I'm the CHALL, Tara for now, and that is full time.